In 2019, I had a stroke. Being a nurse, I know that it could have been worse because I was overweight by then already. Looked into the mirror and said, oh, this is not Ana Luísa. I turned 40, it hit me hard.
You lost lots of weight, and it's not just about the way you lost.
It helps me to feel more confident, of course.
Welcome to another episode of Sofa Talks, Expat Reality. Today I have Ana with me. Ana has been in Dubai for over 10 years. She didn't come to Dubai because she chose. She came to Dubai because her husband had a great opportunity here 12 years ago. Right, Ana? 12 years?
Yes.
So how long have you been in Dubai?
It will be 12 years in November. My husband came in July. I joined him in November 2014 because I was still working. So I just finished work in October and moved to Dubai November 2014.
So you came to Dubai because you wanted, or you came to Dubai like kind of forced because your husband had an opportunity, or like for love? You moved for love,
Well,
let's say.
he had a really good opportunity, job opportunity, and we knew that the opportunity was good for him. But for me also, I could work here. I'm a nurse, been a nurse for almost 20 years. So I knew that coming to Dubai, I could as well work as a nurse. During the first year, I didn't work, just see how things were, how we settled down. And then I needed to do some exams to get my license to work as a nurse here. And in school year of 2016, it's when I start working as a school nurse here in Dubai.
So how hard for you it was to move from Portugal? You're from Portugal, but were you in Portugal before Dubai, or you were somewhere else?
Well, in 2007, when I finished my nursing degree, I moved to Spain. I was working in the Canary Islands for 5.5 years. And then I moved to Lisbon to join Pedro there, to live with him there in Lisbon. And I stayed in Lisbon for 2 years before moving to Dubai.
So how was that move in terms of work? So you, as you said, you were working there, and when you moved here, you didn't work for a year, and then you had to go through some exams to be able to work in Dubai. That was easy. It was a hard moment for you. That's like change and stuff. Can you talk a little bit about that?
It
For
wasn't
any nurse out there that wants to know how it is.
Thinking now, it wasn't that hard. The first year was kind of, okay, it's all new in Dubai, kind of adjusting to a new reality in Dubai. When people ask me, how is to live in Dubai? Nowadays, I will tell you it's the same as living in Lisbon or in the islands, because you have your life, your house, your work, your friends, your family. Well, here you don't have family, you have your friends who are the family
Of
your
Dubai.
family, no?
Yeah.
So in looking back now, it wasn't that hard because it was that period of adjustment, and I'm easy going person. I adjust quite well to whatever it is. So if you're asking about the exam that I needed to do, that part took me a while studying for the exam, because basically it was a exam from since birth till death, all these aspects of the nursing, including pediatrician, elderly,
So what you
psychiatrist.
had in Portugal wasn't enough for you to work here.
My license in Portugal and Spain, we need to do an exam here to get the license to work to work in Dubai as
And
a nurse.
how long it took you to take that license?
Well, I studied for around 6 months. Then I did the exam. The exam, you can go through, you have 3 opportunities to the exam. It's a lot of questions. I don't know. And then multiple choice questions. If you fail the first time, you can repeat till 2 times. If you fail 3 times, you need to wait for 2 years to repeat.
How long? 2 years?
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and you have to have more than 75% to pass. So, yes, I remember the day I took the exam. You need to take your passport all with you. You sit in the computer doing the exam. When you finish, you raise your hand. The lady came to me and said I finished. So I gave them again my passport, and she printed a paper, and I didn't know if I had passed the exam or not.
Yeah.
I was kind of nervous, did I or not? And she gave me the paper. She printed the final, how do you say, the
Mark?
The mark. And I took the paper. I said, "Did I pass or no?" And she said, "It's in the paper." Okay, approved. Good. And then I need to go to Dubai Health Authority. Need to give lots of paperwork documents from my nursing license and everything. And after another 3 months, I got my license.
And then it
And then
was easy to find opportunities, like job opportunities here for you?
For me, it was quite easy. Yes,
In the school?
I worked as school nurse in 2 schools. Yes, it was quite easy. And again, because my husband's job, he's a pilot, so for me it was a nice job to have as a school nurse, because I was at home sleeping in my house
Yeah.
for all nights, because back in Lisbon and in Spain, I was doing night shifts and all. And he's traveling a lot. So for me, it was good because I was going to
You could
work
have
early morning,
routines.
coming back 4:30, and I has also weekends off and school holidays. So yeah,
It was a good time.
yeah.
What did you leave? So going back to 12 years ago, 12 years, right?
Yes.
We will go deep into that, those 12 years of Anna in Dubai. But what did you leave behind that you didn't expect to miss? So if you look back,
That's a hard question, because I left home in 2003, so 23 years
Yeah,
ago.
because you
So,
were away already.
so I was already, I was not I was an expat for 5.5 years in Spain. I was living in Lisbon, but I'm not from Lisbon. I'm from the Azores, the islands. So I was already out of my house since 2003, so
3 years old.
yeah. So more than half of my life was out of
Yeah.
my island. So I've been missing that since I left for the first time, so I cannot tell you what did I miss that I wasn't expect to miss, because yeah.
Okay. And you've been working, so now you change like kind of career. There is a change of your career. Do you want to talk a little bit about that? You were nurse.
Yeah, I as I told you, I worked as school nurse for 2016 till 2022, 23, yeah. But in 2019 I had a stroke, and then COVID hit like 6 months after that, and then my husband was made redundant. We stayed in Dubai. Then COVID was kind of done, and because of where I was working, there was a change in the management, and I asked for a bit more, money wise, and also job title. It wasn't negotiable, so I decided to quit and take a year for myself. To okay.
When it was that?
2022.
So you stopped working?
As a school nurse,
Yeah.
yeah,
And you had like a break?
yeah, had a break to take time for myself after stroke, COVID, and all. It was kind of, I think it was hard for everyone, but yeah. And then
Can we go like there, because I know you for a very long time. I
Before
have
the stroke?
pleasure before the stroke. I still remember the day that Pedro entered the gym. I had session with him, and he's like, "Anna just had a stroke." I was like, "What?
What is a stroke?
What is what is a stroke in first place?" Because my English is not very good. So I was like, "What?" And you were not here. You were away. So I'm sure this was a very hard moment for you, and it played a big. Because I believe those things it changed us in somehow, and can you, because you had to stay away for 3 weeks, you were in a hospital, where it was, remind me?
Austria. I stayed in the hospital for 2.5 weeks, and then another month there before I flew back to.
Can you talk a little bit? Can we go a little bit deep on that? Like you were somewhere, you had a stroke.
Yeah.
How that made you feel? Like you had 3 weeks in a hospital where you were basically by yourself. You had a friend going there over and like here and there, but
no one was speaking in English.
exactly.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of time to kind of feel whatever you were feeling.
Yeah, but most of all, I felt really lucky. Well, lucky as well, lucky and grateful, because I know, being a nurse, I know that it could have been worse. But because, okay, I was overweight by then already, but I was, and I'm still healthy. I had no diabetes, no cholesterol, so all of that played a big role on my recovery. It was hard. Yes, it was,
That was in 2000.
19
And when did you stop
October
working?
2022.
Exact 2022.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think there is a really, like, you had that stroke and then
COVID
COVID
yeah.
hits, and then you were home, and then so many things happened, and you decided to, of course, you saw that the opportunities were not coming. Somehow it wasn't fair for you, job wise. So you're like, you decide to resign. You feel like it was because you were feeling like, I need time for myself. I'm feeling a bit lost or
Yeah.
overwhelmed.
Yeah, I think, going back to that time when we spoke as a couple, and I said, yeah, I can take a year off just to take care of myself, to rest a bit, because it's been 3 really hard years, health-wise and job-wise. And yeah, it was time for myself.
You think Dubai played a role on that, like, because of course I'm an expat as well, and sometimes, so in those hard moments, it maybe would be easier if we were back home where we have our family taking care of us, or if you want to talk with someone, you have your best friend or your sister or whatever, which here we don't. We have our Dubai family, but it's not the same. So you feel like that it impacts you somehow during those 3 years?
Probably yes. Not just the COVID and the stroke, but probably during COVID, not being there home with the family, not knowing what will happen.
Yeah.
Yes, probably yes. And then with my husband losing his job as well, it was all,
Yeah.
yeah.
Everything was.
Yeah, but fortunately we could stay in Dubai because I was still working. So yeah.
So there was like, you were working for a year. So you came to Dubai because your husband had a nice opportunity, but when
Hit.
COVID, he lost his job during COVID, and you were working. So it was like
Shift.
kind of a shift. So you were the one working. He was home. So how was that year?
Was hard. It was hard.
Hard in the, like, did you feel like going back home?
No, 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 no.
Why?
Because Dubai feels like home for us right now, even now with the regional conflict that we've been going through since February. No, we don't feel like going anywhere because Dubai feels home for us. It's home for us.
It's
right
home
now. Yeah.
already.
Well, it's hard to say it's home, but
It's like you have.
Azores is home as well, and you spoke about it the other day. It's hard to say where is home because
Yeah,
you've been
exactly.
out for so long.
It's like your heart.
Here is home, but you miss the Azores as well, and then you're there, and after 3-4 weeks, you're
You miss,
missing.
exactly. I think we all go through the same.
Yeah.
You go there because you really miss Portugal,
And your people,
your
family.
people, your family, but then after a while you just want to go back to your home, because here that's where we have our houses. We are building our foundation, let's say, like that. Now let's go into that moment. As I said, I know you for a very long time because I'm lucky enough to be your trainer for a couple of years already before stroke. So maybe it's since 2018.
I think I started with it 19, early 19, yes.
So I remember when we started like 7 years ago, our first few sessions. You went through so many different phases, like all of us. And last year, I feel it was one of the biggest year in terms of like identity shifts, because in Dubai it's very easy to lose yourself in the process. That's what Shiro is about, and I have
The Dubai stone, no?
Sorry, to Dubai.
Get
Yeah, exactly.
the famous
To get-
Dubai stone.
Yeah, because everyone, we feel like we miss. It's like we miss home or we miss family, and we go for brunches, and we're like,
And
I
we
don't
order
know.
food, and
we order food. So
yeah.
can you talk a little bit like what happened to you during those 10 years in terms of self-care or self-love, or you felt like somehow different, lost, whatever?
Well, I think the big problem, it's here you have everything at the grab your phone, you can order food, you can
But
order
you live
this.
here now as well, and you are not doing that.
Yes. And why I'm not doing that? It's what you want to know? I don't really know myself. I think the 40s got the when I turned 40, it hit me hard.
Okay. In terms of like aging, you're like,
Yeah,
I'm 14.
it's 40, and well, and since I came to Dubai, every year I was gaining weight. I know that, and at some point, it's when I
Started with me.
with you, I need to do something. And back then was not, it was just maybe to lose weight and that's it. But somehow during the last 2-3 years, I I know that it's not just losing the weight loss that matters. It's to build something that, imagine, I'm in the gym, I'm doing a squat. I know that I'm not just doing the squat to lose weight right now. I know it's for my future.
Yeah.
Because I'm aging, we're all are now, and to get able to get up and down a chair, or so. I think this shift is that I'm not just doing it for the weight loss right now. I'm doing for my future self. You want to know when
Yeah.
was the shift happened? I don't know myself. Maybe when I start losing weight and feeling good, and I can go for a walk and not get tired. I can go and run 10 kilometers per hour on the treadmill,
Yeah.
do a sprint, and feel
beginning
good.
of last year, that was when you had a huge shift. As I always say, like weight loss, any kind of weight loss journey, it's not easy. Otherwise, we all will be walking in the park with a six pack. And gaining weight, it's very easy in Dubai. It happens with so many people. We tend to lose ourselves, or life is busy and fast here. And as you said, you end up ordering food and
as you said, the brunches at the beginning, every weekend we go for brunch, and
alcohol
and food, and then okay, during the week we're at the gym, but
yeah,
if
exactly.
during the weekend we going for brunch, the weekdays at the gym didn't count because you messed up everything.
Yeah. And last year, you crossed 40 last year, right? 2025.
Yeah.
And in the beginning of the year, so the year that you will be crossing 40, that's when I felt like your mindset was really changing, and you're like, and that's why it was the biggest year for you since I work with you. You lost lots of weight, and it's not just about the way you lost, it's about how confident you enter any room right now, the choice that you make. We are in the breakfast buffet, you are the strongest saying no to any kind of food. It's true, I told you. What did change in your mindsets for you now to be able to go to the gym even if you don't, when you don't feel it, to say
I
no
never
to
feel
food?
it.
Exactly. To say no to food. So you lost lots of weight. What would be the advice? What makes you like change your mindset? When you talk about mindset, identity shift, which you had.
Yeah, you both played a big role on it because you're always
Kicking your butt.
yes.
But as I always say, I'm there for 7 years with you, but this year was the biggest year.
Probably it was knowing
it's
that I was
yours.
turning 40, and I know that after 40, where it's even harder to lose or to keep your no, to lose or to keep your weight. So I know that I need to do something for myself and to feel good about myself. And you talk about you see me enter confident in the gym because okay, and now I have my plan that you do, and I know what I need to do. Yes, maybe before I was a bit shy to go to the gym. Now I don't care anymore.
So your confidence, it's way different
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what I really feel like. The way you enter, that's why I was saying like the way you enter a room, it's way different now comparing a year ago, because
And
your
of course,
mindset.
the had lost so many kgs. It helps me to feel more confident, of course.
Was there a moment that you look yourself in the mirror and you felt like, who is this person? I'm not even recognizing.
Yeah, a few moments.
I'm not recognizing her.
Yeah.
You had those moments.
Yeah. I had,
And
but
that-
I tend not to talk about them.
yeah,
No?
yeah. But those moments, it helped you to be where you are now. So there was
Of
a moment where
course.
like,
Of course.
fuck, is enough.
Can you
Sorry for my Portuguese.
can you say those words in
Yeah,
this?
yeah, of course we can say everything. Here we can say everything.
Yeah, there was moments that I look at the mirror and say, oh, because even when I was a teenager, I was always doing sports, playing volleyball, playing football, the PE lessons, and I was, and then uni started. I stopped doing sports. You start drinking a beer here, a beer that, and that's, So, yeah, there was a few moments I looked into the mirror and said, oh, this is not Ana Luísa with 18 years old already. It's a bit older now and fatter. So we need to
Yes.
do something.
And that's when you're like, fuck enough. Because it has to be, those clicks are the difference between, as I was saying, like I know you for a very long time, and last year it was here that we could achieve like crazy results. And it was because you had an identity shift. You were like, I'm sure you said to yourself, like, fuck, enough is enough. I want to go with consist. And
Yeah,
the
but
thing is,
I cannot go back and say it was this exact moment. I think it was building, it was brewing, for a while, and
exactly.
then at some point I saw the results,
Yeah.
and I still hate to go to the gym.
You inspire me, Anna. I told you that already. We were training yesterday, or like, or like, Anna, come on, go easy on me. You're
Yeah, but
getting too
today I
strong.
cannot move.
So, if you had to give yourself an advice to old Anna 12 years ago, what would you tell her, to your old self?
Move your butt and don't order food. Move your body
Or don't forget yourself in the
as
mirror,
well. But
in the middle of Dubai life.
yes, yes, move and be around people that you like and likes you as well.
That's a very good point as
Yeah.
well. Because it's easy in Dubai. Lot
Lots of people coming and going, and you have like you know someone for a year, and then they move to another place, and but that's
This is
Dubai, no?
Dubai, exactly.
But if you have your your Dubai family, and we do have.
Yeah. We had this problem like when COVID, after COVID, we had like, me and Carlo had like a group of friends, and all of them left Dubai and we stayed like, fuck, who is around us now? And realized like everyone left and we are here. So we're like kind of a bit sad. We need to find new people, but this is Dubai life. So sometimes it's hard to find like those strong relationships. We do have, but yeah. So who do you choose, Dubai again?
Yeah, I would.
What is
Well, Dubai chose me. No, chose me. But yeah, I would come again to Dubai.
Dubai chose you, exactly? Said it very well. Not you. And do you regret
No,
to came behind your?
no.
You happy here?
Yeah.
So who is Anna today comparing to 12 years ago? What did Dubai change on you?
Hard question. You know, I don't
Think
like to
hard.
talk.
I know, but you
I
know,
don't like to talk
we
about
can
myself.
cry a little bit.
No, I'm not to cry. I'm not. But deep down, I think I'm the same Anna that left the island 23 years ago. In my mind, I'm always the 18-year-old.
No, but it's a good thing to change, huh? Because I believe, like, usual before I used to get mad when people would tell me like, Phil, you are a different person. Nowadays, I really get happy when someone tells me you are different, because I am really different.
Of course, I'm different.
comparing
If
when-
I'm
being expat changes you a lot, because you have to go through things that
yeah, you need to grow a lot of.
exactly.
You need to develop new skills for for your relationships, for everything. But deep down, in my mind, I'm still the same Anna who left the island.
Okay.
And like simple things, good dinner at some friend's house, and
Because yeah, that's a good point. Everyone thinks that Dubai is all about luxury, driving nice cars, And of course, you have a good life in Dubai, but what is the meaning of a good life for you?
I have a house, I have a job, I have my family, which is my husband and my my pets, and I have my family of Dubai, my friends, you, Carl, and the ones you know, and have the chance to go back to the Azores, to Portugal 2 or 3 times a year to see the family,
Exactly.
have a chance to travel around the world every now and then if job permits,
Yeah.
going to some friend's house every now and
A very
then.
normal life like you will have in Portugal.
Yeah,
Right?
that's what
Because
I told you at the
then
beginning. People,
think
how is to live in Dubai? It's like
like living in Portugal.
yeah,
But here we have to learn one of the things like you learn how to miss and not to really suffer with that, because there are moments of family or friends, whatever,
yeah,
that you
miss.
love to be there, but you can't because of
You miss
work.
birthdays, you miss Christmas, you miss
Yeah.
weddings.
But in the beginning it was way harder than nowadays, right? When you miss those kind of
Yes,
moments.
but as I told you, I'm out of the island
For
since
20 years.
23 years, so
Yeah.
it's kind of a progressive thing. I maybe 20 years ago I was missing it more than I miss. Of course, I still miss it, but 23 years ago it was harder than now. And again, having the chance to go back home 2 or 3 times a year to see the family and friends there, it gives you, it's like an oxygen balloon that you go there and you're ready to come here again and not miss it that much.
And so to close, if you would go back, would you take that license to be a nurse here in Dubai, or you regret that those years as a
No,
nurse?
no. I love being a nurse. Right now I'm not working as a nurse, but I'm still in the same field. So I like what I do and I love to be a nurse. Yes.
Dubai is home.
Yes, it is.
Perfect.